I think everybody's on the internet is realized how bad our phones are for us, and we don't care. We still be addicted to our phones. We're not making any active steps to actually try, escape. And that's crazy to me because this is day one of me trying to gain back control of my life from my phone, and it hasn't been hell because I haven't completely cut everything out. That's unrealistic. But it just made me realize how much worse my phone is making me. I have goals to work towards, things I want to achieve, but I'd much rather scroll on my phone than put in some work. Even 10, 15 minutes, I'd much rather scroll. And I can't even focus for 30 minutes straight without, checking the phone, grabbing, scrolling. And when I go on the apps, the crazy thing, I'm not even conscious when I go on these apps. I go on for a specific reason. Maybe it's a scroll, maybe it's the message. Next thing you know, 30 minutes, an hour later, I'm like, shit, what was I supposed to be doing? Um, and it's actually crazy. Like, the second you're bored, you reach for your phone so much. It's like, imagine the things that could have happened if you just stayed off your phone. And you're probably like, oh, nothing's gonna happen, nothing's gonna happen. But you never know. Conversations could be had. You could see something. You could think a creative idea. Something could happen, but we just all, the second we're bored, we instinctively reach for the phone. Calculator, but you get the point. We all instinctively reach for our phones, and we don't even need to be using a phone like that. It's not, our phones were created to be a tool, but now we're the tool being used by the phone to give billionaires even more money. The people who have created these algorithms just to keep us hooked. Now they've created tools that makes us their money making tool. That's actually crazy to me. And like it's just eliminated boredom from our life. Like waiting 2 minutes, we need a phone. On a car ride to school or whatever, we need our phones. In the bathroom, we need our phones. We're eating, we need our phones. Like this is so normalized that it's crazy to me. Sometimes I'll be at school and like my friends will be around and I want to talk. I want to talk to my friends. I want to play games together, do something. But they're all scrolling. Every second we get, because how my school works, we have an area where we can like, when we have no classes, we stay there and we sit. Every break time, 15-minute break time, we scroll and eat food. The scroll. Lunchtime, scroll, eat food. After school, scroll, wait until you can leave. Like every passing second is, we just instinctively reach for the phone. And if it's not the phone, it's on our laptops. We open IG or TikTok or something to scroll. Like, and even if it's not to scroll, it's still compulsively consuming content. Like, it's actually mad. People cannot sit in silence without watching something. And at school, I've like when I've tried to come on my phone, I just look around at everyone around me. They're all zombies. Not even not even present in the moment. Not even present in the moment. Just completely stuck, wired. Like it's just crazy to me how none of us like I don't know if they notice. I think everyone instinctively knows. Everyone nowadays knows how bad doom scrolling is for you, how bad using their phone too much is, but nobody cares. That's crazy to me. That's the competition there. People who know something's bad for them, but they don't want to cut it out because they're too comfortable. And this is not to criticize others because that's exactly how I am too. And constant stimulation is just okay. Yesterday, for example, I was on my phone for like 7 hours, 6 or 7 hours maybe. And despite the fact that I didn't actually scroll that much, most of the time was spent on calls, on YouTube, on Instagram. I didn't scroll that much because I have reels and shorts blocked. But even consuming endless YouTube video after YouTube video, and by the end of the day, I had a headache, a genuine headache from how much I'd been on my phone. I'd barely gone outside, I'd barely read the Bible, I'd barely done any physical movement, any walking. So I didn't even have 5,000 steps. but I had 7 hours screen time, and the top of my head hurt, the back of my head hurt, like my entire head actually hurt. My eyes hurt. I already have bad eyes. Imagine using a phone all day, double the problem, you know. And that's just what constant stimulation does to you. The physical pain, headache, people, and genuinely the fatigue. I'm a person who's always had a bad sleep, but I noticed that using my phone so much genuinely has made me even more tired. Not because using a phone like literally just drains energy from you, but because constantly being stimulated exhausts your brain. You're always taking in more and more information. Oh, there's a cute dog. Oh, um, Trump bombed some random country. Oh, oil prices are up. Oh, cute dog. And again, it's just so much random BS, and your brain has to process all of that. And well, for me, I have bad sleep, so that combined with the fact that I'm on my phone constantly watching video after useless videos, by the way, nothing constructive. Or if there are constructive, I'm watching 5 self-help videos in a row, learning nothing, applying nothing. I'm hearing it, it goes in this ear and goes out the other. Or it just goes in my brain, and then my brain has to process it, and then I forget it. And the constant stimulation just exhausted me. I was constantly tired, constantly bored. I couldn't even hold a conversation. I'd rather scroll than talk to somebody real. And this was never the case years ago when I was younger. I'd much rather sit down and have a conversation with my friends than be on my phone. Of course, I'd still be using my phone a lot, but you know what I mean. And like all of this constant novelty, the scrolling, the dopamine we get from video after video, it just teaches our brain, gets our brain accustomed to constant novelty. So the second we put the phone down, we it feels like hell. Took me a while to find the words. The second we put the phone down, it feels like hell. Today is my first day actually trying to reduce my screen time. I've still been watching YouTube because realistically I can't cut out everything. But it's my first day trying to put my phone down, use it less. And to be honest, I don't want to do any work. The other days when I'm using my phone, I'd actually want to do work, which is kind of strange to me. But the second I put my phone down, I don't want to do any more work. And that's just how is that it's not that I'm not capable of getting myself to do the work or focusing. It's because my brain is used to all this stimulation, constant stimulation. That when I drop it, suddenly it's torture. Suddenly my brain is like, oh, where did all the dopamine go? I can't focus for even half an hour. I can't get myself to do a simple 10-minute work, 10 minutes of simple work. I can't get my brain to do. And that's just crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. And it's a whole loop because these apps are just algorithms that's just been created to keep us stuck, consuming over and over again, making millionaires, billionaires richer off our attention. And that's just crazy to me how people can know this and just not care. And these algorithms, like I was saying before I got cut off, these algorithms are just trained to keep us hooked, trained to keep our attention on this app, farming money off of us, farming interactions, altering our brain chemistry to force us into loops that we never wanted for ourselves. Because none of us wanted this. We saw these apps and we were like, cool. And the brains was like, oh, this is something new. High dopamine, crazy. Oh, I love this. But none of us intended to get stuck in this loop and not be able to stop. And it's low key evil. These people created these billion-dollar algorithms to keep us stuck on a square box that lights up. So much so that we can't think, we can't do the things we know we need to do. We can't grow as people because we're stuck on these phones. And it just creates a constant loop of consuming. You wake up, you consume, and That's one of the things. Using your phone first thing in the morning is actually one of the worst things you can be doing nowadays. Like in this modern era, using your phone first thing, that's insane. Because first thing in the morning, blasting your brain with so much dopamine that for the rest of the day, what do you think happens? Do you think you just lock in magically? No. Your brain expects more, your brain wants more. And that creates a loop. You consume, you consume, you consume, you try to do the work, but it's just too hard. Your brain would much rather scroll, so you continue scrolling. By the time you realize it's 10 p.m., the day is over. Time's just passed faster than ever, by the way, and you've done nothing. You just spend all day on your phone. And it, not even just the way, like, there's so many cons to social media, especially IG, TikTok, Snapchat, all these BS apps, YouTube included, and our phones in general. Like, the cons are endless. Time wasted, constant fatigue from overstimulation, loss of creativity, brain fog, anxiety, worry, depression, reduced reduced what do you call it? Impulse control. Because fun fact, um doom scrolling actually shrinks the part of your brain that's in charge of impulse control. So you literally you notice this, using your phone gets you hooked, and then it provides so much dopamine that you can't come off. And not only that, but it alters your brain so that you can't fight impulses as well. You can't control impulses as well. And if you can't control your impulses, then you're gonna cave to the one thing that gives you the most dopamine, which, would you guess, it's your phone. It's a constant loop to keep us hooked. People need to wake up and notice this. And we can see this loop where people just don't care, like they know, but they choose to be ignorant to it. There are multiple different things in society. It's not just our phones, it's everything. The food we eat, politics, um, the ideas we're pushing in society, every single thing is a loop that we choose we can't control. We cannot control. But first, because we choose not to. Second, because it's designed that way to keep us stuck in the loop. Anyways, side tangent. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. The weird part is we're choosing it. We choose every single day to get up and use your phone. A lot of people recognize how they feel after they use the phone, right? Because people aren't idiots. Most people aren't idiots. We use the phones all day, and we know exactly, we notice how we feel afterwards. And we know it's the phone. We know it's the phone, but people still choose to stay on their phone anyways. We're just too uncomfortable in silence. 30 seconds of silence is too much for most people these days. Not, but no, I'm not too upset about this because that's where the winning edge is. Attention. I once heard the phrase where this is the attention economy. Those who can hold focus are the ones who are the winners. If anybody's watched this far, that's the key. Train your attention, because if you can focus, you beat 99% of society. Um, so my experience, I've already said a lot about my experience with my phone and what I'll be trying to do to regain control over my habits and my impulses is nothing crazy, nothing from zero to monk mode overnight. No, realistically, I need to reduce things slowly. I've already have IG Reels and YouTube Shorts blocked. Um, if you want to follow along with my advice to, gain control, just make you need the end goal of this is to replace things. You need to switch things around. You are no longer the tool. Your phone is the tool. That's what you need to get in mind, get in your head, is that the phone is the tool, not you. You decide how much control this thing has over you. In fact, it should have no control over you. You should have control over it. So here's what I'm doing. I've deleted all social media except IG and YouTube. Ideally, you want to have only one, but if you have a social life, you need one of them. So I have IG, and I just try my best not to scroll. I use it purely for messages. In fact, I'm going to use it on my desktop mostly. Try to avoid it on my phone. And then after that, What else am I doing? I completely forgot. See, another thing the phone does, wipes your memory. Makes memory so hard, remembering things so hard. Um, so I've deleted all my apps except YouTube and IG. I've blocked shorts and reels, and I use a phone lock which start goes off at 10 p.m. to 7:30 every day. When school restarts for me, I'll have it from 9 p.m. to 6. And I wake up at school times, I wake up at 5. So there's an hour, no phone. I might make it 2 hours. You need to guard first, that's important. Guard the first and last hour of your day. That's the most important because your first hour dictates how the rest of the day is going to go. And your last hour tells you or determines how your day will end and how you're going to transition into tomorrow. So you need to guard those 2 hours the most. So I use a phone lock, and whenever I want to focus, whenever I notice that I'm getting too into the phone, I use the same phone lock, set it on like 30-minute hour timer, and I set it off, lock it, and I go do something else. For me, I love to read, so get books from the library to distract myself. That's a new one. I work on coding. I work on this YouTube. Um, I prefer to just yap in front of the camera, as you can tell. I don't like editing. I hate it. So just do creative things instead of being on your phone. Go outside, get some sunlight. Not a video on that soon, going outside, because that's the next thing I can't stand about people nowadays. I'll get into that next video. But here's what I'm not trying to say. I'm not trying to say phones and technology are evil. I'm not trying to say phones and technology are evil. I'm not a boomer. Phones and technologies are absolute ingenuity. It's peak of the human brain. But that's the next ironic thing. The people who created these phones were not slaves to these phones, and they still are not slaves to these phones. But we who buy them, first of all, we pay money, and then we make ourselves slaves to these products. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. You know, but I'm not trying to say phones and technology is evil. No, these are tools meant to better our life. With phones, we can research. We have information at our fingertips, in our pockets. So phones, laptops, or TVs, except TVs actually, all these things are useful, hella useful, especially when it comes to business, learning. They're hella useful, but there's a line to be drawn. You, does does a hammer use me to knock a nail in? No, I use the hammer to knock the nail in. Stop letting the phone control you. Stop letting the phone draw you to itself. Another thing I'm going to implement to keep myself off my phone is I have a good spot right up there. I'm going to put my phone right there. And every time I go to touch it, I ask myself, what am I going to use it for? If I don't have a good reason, if it's for a bad reason, like scrolling, or I just want to grab it because my brain told me, oh, you need some dopamine, then I'm not going to touch it. I'll go outside, I'll read my book, I'll get some food, I'll talk to somebody, I'll do anything else except grab it. Tiny things like this build up that impulse. So phones are tools, phones are good tools, but they can become bad if you let them have control over you. So I'm not saying I'm gonna try and like get rid of my phone forever, move into the jungle, never use technology again. No, I'm trying to regain control and intentionality over technology. That's what I want to gain. So, and this is the next thing, self-help content. I'm a Christian and a big self-improvement person, so I always be watching these videos. I probably watch thousands, hundreds, thousands of self-improvement videos. From these things I've gained absolutely nothing. Maybe I probably have gained a few things, but 90% of that info I learned, my brain had to process it, and then I forgot about it. And I realized that I started to, you know, want the lives that these people creating these videos had. Every time I did something, I'd envision their lifestyle, envision their life, envision what they do. And that's horrible because I'm not them. I don't have the same life as them. I'm not trying to be like them. I'm trying to be like Christ. So my life should be reflective of Christ. That's where the idolatry comes in. Oh my gosh, somebody's riding a bike out there. Um, but ask yourself this: if I spend hours a day consuming other people's lives, when do I actually build my own? Ask yourself that. I noticed that about myself. I was trying to live a life that I didn't want, what I wanted, but I wasn't the main character of that life. And I wasn't chasing after the right character either. Anyways, I'm yapping now, but most people haven't even reached this far in the video. They clicked off 1 minute in, maybe skipped through to the end. They probably saw it was low quality, no catchy thumbnail, no zooms and no cuts, no music, nothing. No buzzwords to drag you in. But those with the real balls of steel at focus, the ones who are going to actually claim the future, are going to be hearing these words right now. And don't be the one that watches this video, understands, agrees, and then just goes back to doing the same things. I'm going to be trying my best to stick to my word, praying to God for strength against these things. And you should do the same, because success lies in focus. Your ability to focus, control your impulses, and control where you direct your attention. Those three things. So if you want to be successful, and I sure know I want to be, lock in. Get off the phone and stop consuming other people's life. Stop consuming random shit and build your own life.